Hi. Welcome back to the Mel-Tran Designs podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, also known as Anansi on Ravelry, and on Instagram, I am Mel-Tran Designs. There's also a group on Ravelry called Mel-Tran Designs and a Facebook page as well, where I post anytime there's a new video or pattern or anything else. Today is Friday, September 15th, 2017, and I think this is my 5th week in a row. I'm not trying to jinx anything, but what? This is awesome. I've really been enjoying podcasting again on a weekly basis, and so anyways, I hope you've enjoyed having weekly episodes. I got a text yesterday, the day before maybe, from Lisa, Fiber Nymph, and she's like, how did I get behind on your podcast? How did I get 3 episodes behind? I'm like, well, because I recorded like every week, so when that happens, it's easy to get behind. Because when you go from not recording, but like 3 times in a year, anyway, I think it's all part of, what I've been talking about recently with, my life actually working again. I think that's part of it. So anyways, as you can see, I'm wearing a knitted item because it's a little chilly outside. It's actually not really that cool in here, but when I was walking around gathering things, I was creating just enough of a breeze on my arms that I was like, I need to put my sweater back on. So anyways, it's what I wore to walk the kids to the bus stop this morning, and I'm being super lazy with my hat. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, it's a lazy day. I had to get up super early this morning. I'm just going to go into weekend review, I guess, because Anansi's ride didn't come. This is a semi-regular thing, unfortunately. It's another girl that she goes to school with. So anyway, she made it all through this week, and then just today didn't come pick her up. But luckily, her super early class at 6 a.m. is seminary, and they don't count your tardies like regular school, so it was all right, and it's only like 6 or 7 minutes away, so she was there by like 6:10. Anyway, I went and laid back down until my alarm went off at 6:30, but I didn't sleep, I just rested, and I've been up since then. So anyway, hence being lazy, throwing a hat on, and wearing my awesome knitted sweater that I love so much. It's Miss Babs Yowza, and yeah, I love it. Let's see what else happened this week. Oh, I'll talk about this in a second. I'm sitting inside today. Stinking book. I'm sitting inside today because the wind is blowing like crazy. Fall is showing up, I think, for a day or two. It's nice because the smoke is being blown away. But yeah, it's a little chilly with the wind, and I knew the wind would be hitting the computer, and I was like, you know what, it's not worth it. So we're making do on my couch with all my stuff just piled over here behind me, and like there's a Lucy dog right here. So I'm just sitting on the front of my couch hanging out with you guys for a while. Let me see, what else has happened this week besides what I'm going to talk about here. I got a raise at work. Yay! So I've, since I started in December of last year, I've moved up a whole $1 per hour, which is fantastic. And with tips, we get a minimum of $1 more an hour, sometimes up to like $1.37, $1.38. So, yeah, so it's pretty cool. Oh, there is something else going on. Yay, grown-up stuff. If you don't feel like listening to grown-up stuff, then, I don't know, plug your ears and go la 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 for a second. I don't know. Anyway, we are refinancing our house, which I think I might have talked about last week, that we were kind of in the beginning stages of stuff. Well, we have locked in our interest rate. We've sent in all the information, blah, 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 blah. Our interest rate is dropping almost 2 full points. We're at 6 1/4 right now. And we're going down to 4 3/8. So that's gonna be about $200 a month saved, which is fantastic because that's $200 extra a month that we can throw at our debt. And with that and my Panera money and the fact that we will not have a house payment for 2 months because of when our guesstimated closing date will be, which I'm gonna push it. Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna mess with this for a second. There's like 2 little hairs that are a little bit longer because I trimmed my bangs the other day, and they like to hide. Anyway, sorry. They're sitting in my eyebrow and bothering me. Ooh, I know what I'll do. Excuse me while I use this as a mirror. There we go. Jeez. Do you ever have that where you just have a... Ugh. Okay. So, as long as we close after October 5th, then we won't have a payment for October and November. So we're just going to plan for like the 6th or, the 10th or whatever. But the cool thing about not having that payment for 2 months is that's money we get to save out of our pocket and that will go towards the car. With that and my Panera money and blah, 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 the car will be paid off by the end of the year. Yes. By December 31st, we will no longer have a car payment. Hurrah! And we will start paying down my student loans like crazy. Based off of current numbers, I know, just let me geek out for a second. I like the numbers and they make me happy. Based off of the exact current numbers right now, not with my raise in effect, and actually I'll have another 25-cent raise coming here soon, whenever my manager, when we get stuff figured out. Based off of the numbers I've been using, which is actually before the other raise went into effect. Either way, I have kind of my conservative numbers that I use, that anything above and beyond that is bonus, but I have my kind of base numbers. Based off of those, based off of nothing changing, we will have my student loans paid off by October of next year, but that's going off of the full amount that's due right now. But obviously I will make a payment in September, October, November, December while we're getting the car paid off. So it's 10 months, it'll take 10 months to pay it off after, or when we start making the huge payments based off of the total amount due now. But it'll obviously be less starting in January when we're able to make those bigger payments. So that'll take off at least a month. Probably a little bit more, but let's be conservative. So let's jump that back to September. Well, on top of that, Jake is going to be up for a raise in November because he will have been at his job for a year. The reason I've been able to get raises is because when you get certified in so many areas, you get 25-cent raises, and then for being a trainer, which I am, I got a 50-cent raise. And so anyways, you can get up to 3 certification raises, and I'm getting my last one here soon. So anyway, his is like a normal place where, you have your yearly evaluation kind of a thing. So he'll be getting a raise. I'll be getting another raise. I'm working back up at my 3 days a week, and like my kids have a fall break coming up, I'm going to make myself available for maybe 1 or 2 extra days during that. So there are other ways. We also will have a tax return, hopefully. Even if it's something small, even if it's $400, $500, $200, that's still off of that larger amount. You know what I mean? There was something. Oh, and there's another income thing, but I haven't talked about that, but that'll be added for both Jake and myself. So anyways, that being said, we could probably push really hard and have my student loans paid off by the end of next summer. That makes me geek out so much. I want to tell the kids that all the money we've been setting aside all year for Christmas is just going to go to pay them off. I'm not going to do it. Calm down. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? The momentum that you get going, it's like, we don't need to eat, right? We can live off of ramen noodles and hamburger helper and anyway, I'm not going to starve my kids. They're going to get Christmas presents. We don't go crazy on Christmas anyways, so yeah. It just makes me super excited. All right. That being said, let's move on, I guess. But be excited with me. Feel free to check in with stuff. Ask for updates. I'm not going to give you like in-depth like this every week. It's just kind of all fresh with, just talking to the mortgage guy yesterday. And anyway, he's been fantastic. Oh, I have really enjoyed working with him. Anyway, and now that you know my budget and all that. The other thing that I've been alluding to is something that Jake and I are actually doing together, which just a little, since I'm opening up about everything in my life, I may have mentioned this in the podcast before. I think I have. So Jake and I will have our 15th anniversary in November. And miraculously enough, we're still married after having nothing in common. Nothing. I can't say literally nothing because there's maybe a couple of really small things, like we both like Evanescence. We go to the same church, so we have those base beliefs. We love our kids. Like, extra things though, we don't have anything in common. Aside from Evanescence and maybe Linkin Park and a couple of country singers, we don't like the same music. We don't have the same interests as far as, like, he likes video games and D&D and not me. Like, I'm super outgoing. Obviously, I sit and talk to you guys, which, I mean, you can be an introvert and talk to a camera. I'm not like that in person though either. I'm like, well, let's talk, and I get energy off of other people. He's a little more reserved. He's working on coming, out a little bit more, but he's super reserved and, held back. We balance each other in that way, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, nothing in common. Well, 2 of our daughters right now are playing volleyball. Anansi plays for school. Kyan is not quite old enough yet. She's in 6th grade this year. 7th grade is when they can play for school, and I'm coaching her team, and oh my gosh, we are having a blast. Oh my gosh, these girls are fantastic. They're getting their serves over the net. This is kind of a side note that has to do with it. They're getting their serves over the net. They're actually bumping the ball back over the net. Some of the time, they're at least moving their feet towards the ball most of the time. And we've only practiced 3 times and had 1 game. So huge, huge, huge improvements. And I'm having so much fun with these girls. Anyway, he was a line judge 3 weeks ago for one of Anansi's games. And he was really into it and really took it seriously. And the ref was like, was telling him afterwards how good of a job, he did, and thank you for really being diligent. And she's like, have you ever thought about reffing? And he's like, yeah, it's kind of crossed my mind that it'd be fun. And she's like, you really should. You did a really good job with this. You'd be good at it. And so he comes home, and all of a sudden he's like, I want to ref, and I was like, and finally, after a few days of listening to this, I was like, this is really unfair, because he was looking up all this stuff and going gung-ho, and he's like, I can do this on my days off, and I was like, Jake, you don't know this because I haven't told you, but ever since Anansi started playing, I've wanted to ref, but I have this little thing called Quinn that I haven't been able to work around so much, and this is not cool. You can't go do this when I've been wanting to do it for 3 years, 2.5 years. And he's like, then let's do it together. And I was like, okay. So we are working on being volleyball refs because we don't have enough else going on in our lives, enough other things. We are going to start reffing volleyball. What's cool is for the junior high games, like for the varsity, JV level, you have to take a test and you have to kind of get certified, Well, we've passed the deadline for that, but we can ref junior high games. Just by knowing the rules and knowing all the call signals and having a whistle and doing all that kind of stuff. So it's like learning sign language. But yeah, so we're studying that during the day. Separately, you know, he's at work watching videos, and I'm at home watching videos, and I'm watching a guy like blow the whistle, award the point, tap towards the net, tap towards the floor, award the point, out, award the point, off the fingers, you know, whistle for the serve, anyway, all this stuff. So much fun. Totally overwhelming. So much fun. So anyway, we went to a meeting the other night that was for just all the volleyball officials in the area. And have you ever gone to like a new church and people find out that you're new? And they're like, oh, you're new? We're so happy to have you. We're going to suck you in. It was just like that. They're like, oh my gosh, you're going to get started in this. We're so excited to have you. We don't have enough people. Come join us. You know, it was, anyway, so much fun. And they were just so excited to have us. And the ref that told Jake he should look into it was there. And so she talked to us for like half an hour afterwards, and she's like, oh, I want to train you, and I want to work with you, and I want to make sure you're doing it right. And I really, you know, encouraging, you know, just very much. So, and she was the ref last night at a Nazi school, and Jake was one of the line judges. And so she was taking him through all sorts of stuff. And anyways, it was really cool. I keep hitting my arms. I'll tell you about that in a second. So we're doing that. It's kind of opened up a can of worms in that I used to play softball when I was younger, and I'm kind of considering umping that in the other months. Anyway, that will be additional money coming in. After the volleyball season is over for the schools, they have club ball on Saturdays that Jake couldn't do because he works, but I don't work on Saturdays, so I could do that. And in the spring, I guess over in Boise, their schools do spring junior high volleyball. So we could actually ref the whole school year, essentially. Well, it's available. Like I said, Jake works on Saturdays, so he couldn't, but I could, and then we could do spring. And softball for the schools starts in the spring, and then, you know, city-wise, it's in the summer. So yeah, it kind of opened up a can of worms. Maybe track. I don't know all the stuff, but I can watch relays. I can and you can do all this training online. Anyways, I'm gonna stop going on about it, but it's super cool, and you can make pretty good money. It's pretty neat. So even though I could earn more money if I consistently worked at Panera lots of hours, but I could go do a junior high game and be gone for a couple hours and make $25 or $30 or, you know, whatever. When you do the sophomore JV or freshman JV varsity games back to back, you make $131, something like that, for those 3 games. So for 3 hours, it's good money. So anyway, and I wouldn't be gone as long. And I'm not going to replace my Panera job because that's consistent, obviously. But even if I did, you know, get certified like for next year and do Mondays and Tuesdays, it's 3 hours worth. And I could take my kids. You know, they could sit in the bleachers and watch or whatever. So anyways, I really have been rambling on. This has been kind of an exciting week, though, with some new stuff. So, yeah. The reason my arms are sore is because another new thing this week. So there's a church building out kind of by my kids' school, well, past my kids' school, that they have a free workout class on Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. So I went this week. Well, afterwards, there's a gentleman named Pete who comes, and if there's at least 4 people total, including him, he will get the volleyball net set up and play volleyball. And I was like, I'm coaching it. I'm looking into reffing it. I should play because it's fun. I haven't played volleyball in like 20 years. And really, it's probably more than that, but that's all I'm going to admit to. But yeah. Anyway, it was so much fun. My arms are so bruised, like literally bruised. I have all these little dots of bruises, and I don't bruise. Like, I don't bruise. If I have a bruise, I've like almost impaled myself because it has to hit real hard. And so, yeah, I'm still sore. I'm glad that I just played on Wednesday and not Monday and then Wednesday, because, I need to recover by Monday. But here's the cool thing, and I'll finish up. I hope you're not bored. Jake doesn't work on Mondays and Tuesdays. So he's going to come play volleyball. He'll come out at 10 after we're done with our workout. But he also doesn't work every other Wednesday. So he can come next week on Wednesday too. So that means we could play volleyball together while learning all the volleyball stuff. And Pete is a ref. So do you see how exciting it is? Oh, I hope you're excited with me. Should we move on to some knitting? Yes. One little thing I'm going to throw in that has to do with knitting before talking about knitting is today is the 15th, which means retreat registration is open for Fiber Fanatics Unite 2018. I already have people signing up. Yay! So excited about that. And yeah, if you need information, go to the Fiber Fanatics Unite Ravelry group. There's Fiber Fanatics Unite Retreat. It's actually called Fiber Fanatics Unite Retreat page on Facebook. You can email fiberfanaticsunite@gmail.com. Those would be the 3 best ways to get information. Don't contact me personally. I don't always check my stuff. I'm not going to lie. So do one of those because I will see notifications for those. There is information also, if you're wanting to register, it's fiberfanaticsunite.bigcartel.com. There are links in the Facebook group, in the Ravelry group. I will probably throw a link in, I would say the show notes, but I don't do show notes, but in the post for this, in the Ravelry group, in the Mel-Tran Designs Ravelry group. Anyways, please come. It's going to be super, super, super fun. I cannot wait. So, all right. Let's move on to some yarny stuff, right? Oh, somebody's going to ask. This is not a specific pattern. What I did was use the top-down sweater book by Ann Budd. Sweaters, it's just top-down sweaters. Okay, so yeah, top-down sweaters. No, the Knitter's Handy Book of Top-Down Sweaters. There you go. And what I did was I cast on, I think there's like 100 stitches here, and worked for like 8 inches, and then followed the top-down raglan sweater pattern. But instead of, usually when you cast on with that, you're working back and forth for a while to build up the back before you join it in the round. Instead, I treated it as short rows. So I had however many stitches and centered them, and then worked back and forth. And when it would say cast on 2, I would just knit 2 more and do the same thing until I was working my way around. So that way the back is up higher. And did I do anything fancy? I don't think I did anything fancy. Anyway, so there you go. And then I added the kangaroo pocket, because, I mean, why not? Oh, and I did put some, can you see the ribbing right there? I didn't want to do waist shaping because I was working on this when I was at ZK last year. And so I just did a couple inches of ribbing in the back so it would pull it in just a little bit, and I love how it looks. I think I might do that on all of my sweaters because it just looks cool, and it does pull it in just a touch, but it doesn't, not here. So anyways, I love this sweater. And I did extra long ribbing here to match this. I thought it was going to be long enough that I could make it so I could fold it. It's not quite, but that's okay. I like how it looks, and I like this kind of seam look. So anyways, it was still yarny related. I knew usually somebody asks when you wear knitted stuff, so I just wanted to let you know. If you have questions on it, just message me and I'll answer any questions that you have. Okay, so I have 2. Last week I had two projects I was working on. One of them, the BSU socks that I knit while I'm walking the kids to the bus stop, and the other one, Quinn's shirt that I turned into a dress so she could wear it forever and ever and ever. Well, I finished the shirt dress, and now I can't show it to you because she's sleeping in it. But I did take this picture yesterday of her wearing it, and is that just the cutest girl you've ever seen or what? And look at that dress. You can see where it increases in the middle there, and it does center on her. She just was dancing around and her hands kind of moved it to the side. But anyway, there it is. I increased in the front and the back in the center every 4th row, and then after I figured it was big enough, I did it every 8th row just to continue it out a little. And at the bottom, I did about 10 rows of a broken rib, just like I did broken rib around the neck and around the arms. The arms are a little open right here. I haven't decided. I can't really just close it because it will pucker in the sides. So I might play with picking up some of the stitches and filling them in a little bit somehow. I haven't decided. I haven't decided yet. It's okay. I mean, she's 3, and so if it hangs down, it's not like she has a bra that's showing or anything. And with it going into the cooler weather, I'm going to have, like a long sleeve t-shirt or something on under it anyways, or even just a regular t-shirt. Even if it doesn't show, it'll cover that up and just give her some extra warmth. But she's going to be able to wear that forever. And I have a decent amount left over of the 2 yarns that I was using. You can see there's a lot more of this one than this one. This has a higher yardage, I think. 231, 218. So enough that it makes a difference when it's in that small of a thing. And I haven't been able to tell you the colors before because I didn't have this. This is Knit Picks Stroll Brights in the Vibrant Violet. And this is the Felici in Candy Jar. So anyways, I might do something to go along with her dress. Maybe a hat, or some cute little leg warmers. Oh my gosh, how cute would that be? Holy crap. I totally have to make her leg warmers now. That would be so much fun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. But I'll do it in like the broken rib. All right, well, look for those to be coming up. But what I was going to say is I could use maybe the solid if I wanted to make a little panel under there to close it up. We'll see. Oh my gosh, I totally want to make her leg warmers now. Dang it. That's all right. Now that that's done and my shirt's... Oh, my shirt. I know I showed you that it was finished. I soaked it yesterday when I soaked her dress and laid it out, and I put it on yesterday, and it fits. I will wear it in an upcoming podcast so you can see it. Oh, I love it so much. I don't even know where I was going with that, why I said that, but anyways. Oh, because I'm done with both of those now, I want to cast on pretty much my entire queue and everything in my favorites. And I've been going through my yarn because I don't have the shelves built yet, and so I've been reorganizing it because I can't find stuff, and oh, I have such pretty yarn. Anyway, so that is done. I wish I could show it to you, but that's the best I could do. The only other thing actively on the needles, I'm sure there's other things that are on the needles, but the only thing actively on the needles is my walking sock, my BSU sock. This is where I was last time I recorded. I haven't worked on it very much. I've been taking her dress with me while I walked because it was long enough I could just stick the like the neckline, the body of it up here under my arm, and then work on the on the body, and it wouldn't hang and stretch it out. So anyway, this is, let me see, I'm just doing toe up. I've done just a tube so far. Let me see, where do I start my heels about there. So I still have a decent amount to go before I start the toe, probably about that much. So anyways, like I've said before, I just work on it when I'm walking the kids to the bus stop and back. It's on a 9-inch circular that I don't hate it, don't love it, you know. Anyway, I've talked about it before. So that's all for that. But I have 2 projects that I'm going to be making that'll be coming up because I want to cast on all the things. First thing I'm going to make, I kind of like staying with this monogamous thing because you get stuff done so much faster. And this actually is just going to be a hat, so it's not like it's going to take that long. Anyways, it's called the perpendicular hat. I don't have a color printer, so let's see if I can show you. Yeah, this page doesn't give anything away. Let's fold it here to reduce some light bleeding through. See if you can see. Oh yeah, that's showing up. So it's all garter stitch, and I think you do this first strip first, and then do short rows this way, and then pick them up on the other side. I don't know. I haven't actually read through the pattern yet. I printed it off yesterday because I thought I might get to work on it at work, but the BSU game was on, and I was watching that during the break. So I have priorities, you know. Anyway, the yarn I'm going to be using for this is this, and this is going to be a hat for Jake. I meant to say that too. I've had this purple Huckleberry Knits yarn for years. It was a club colorway that I got that, purple is not really my color to wear. People think I hate purple. I don't hate purple. I just don't really like purple all that much. This is a beautiful purple, and it's very subtly variegated, not even necessarily tonal, like it's variegated because there are multiple colors of purple in here that are different colors, not just light and dark of the same one. There's a bluer purple, and there's like a more of a like a black purple, like a black raspberry, and anyways, it's, if I try to hold it up to that, the blue from my screen is going to skew it, so I'm not going to, but you can kind of see the variations from back here. And then I found this really cool blue that is a Solar Flare Fibers color. She's not dyeing anymore, but I had it left over, and it's enough for the hat. I mean, I'm going to have a ton of this left over. Because I was trying to decide, I was like, well, I kind of want to do a gray. Purple and gray would look good, and it, you know, would be fine for a guy. And I do have a pretty green, but I hate purple and green together. So I don't care if he loves it. No. I did make one purple and green monster for Cayenne, but I told her never again, because that's where my love ended. My love has limits. Anyway, I put these together yesterday, though. I know it's not even a swatch. It's just to see if the colors go. I mean, it's technically a swatch, but it's not a gauge swatch, so it's not big. I wanted to see how the blue and purple played together, and I really like them. And I went to Kai and I said, you like purple. What do you think about this purple and blue? And it's actually not quite so bright in person. There you go. And she's like, oh my gosh, I love it. Daddy's going to love it. So there you go. I'm going to do purple and blue for him. And it's very much outside of what he normally wears. He's a straightforward beanie kind of guy. And I'm not going to make this super slouchy, but I want it to be a little different for him. So anyways, this is in Lois Knitting's My Bag that I was given. I love it. I know it's not technically a Halloween bag, but these grumpy ladies kind of make me think of Halloween. Like, I don't know why. It just, maybe I'm totally crazy. You can tell me if I'm crazy, but I was like, that's the closest thing I have. And my fall colored bag has a languishing whip in it that I'll get back to eventually. I lost my mojo on it for a minute. So anyway, so that's coming up. And then I have another sweater that I'm noodling in my brain. I don't remember the name of the pattern. Let me Halifax. That's what it is. Halifax. Halifax. Halifax by Laura Ayler. And if you've watched the podcast for any amount of time, you know that I kind of love her patterns. And probably her. I've never met her, but I'm sure I would love her because her patterns are amazing. So, it's a sport weight sweater that I purchased when I got a few of hers. She was having a kind of a bundle sale. And it's kind of like this, actually. It's just a pullover that has a really pretty cowl, really nice, cowl neck, and just one that you could live in. And I have 2 of these ginormous 8-ounce skeins of yarn from Briar Rose Fibers that I got from Maryland Sheep and Wool with Lisa. This was my first stop. I was like, Briar Rose and a mini Turkish spindle. So, this is, I don't know, does she name her colorways? They usually just have numbers. Yeah, this doesn't have it on there. It's 100% Polworth, 640 yards, 8 ounces. It's her Joyful base. How beautiful are those oranges? Oh. So I have 2 honkin' skeins of this. Well, with it being a sport weight, it's kind of poofy, especially because it's Polworth. I could probably get a DK gauge, but I want it to be warm. Therefore, I want to keep it at a sport gauge, or, in between sport and DK. You know what I mean? Because if I go bigger to a DK gauge, I was going to say DK gauge, it'll be looser, and I don't want the wind to come through. So I'm going to stick with the sport. Well, I was looking at patterns, and I have enough to make just a basic crew neck, sleeve, just sweater, which would be fine. But I don't want that. My sweaters have to have a pocket. I hate sweaters that don't have pockets. Pullover sweaters. I can wear like a cardigan without pockets. I don't love it, but I can. My pullovers have to have a pocket. Have to. So I have to have enough for the pocket, and I really love that this has a neck up here that's higher because I have short hair, if you didn't notice, and I like my neck to be warm. So I also have some other sport weight, and I'm not totally committed to this combination. I'm gonna knit with it, put a swatch together and see, because in my brain I was like, that would look really good, but then I hold them up together and I'm like, maybe, I don't know, let's wind them up and knit with them. If you see when I hold this up and you're like, oh my gosh, you are insane, that is going to look so ridiculously stupid, knock it off, please just tell me. I won't be offended. I mean, don't be mean, but I won't be offended. I have 2 skeins. That was looking pink. Here, hold on a second. If I darken my screen, it doesn't blow so much blue at you. Oh, hey, do you like the color of my living room? Huh? I haven't shown you this since I moved in here. Or, since I moved back in here. I painted all that white. This is the color of my living room. Isn't it pretty? So, I have 2 skeins of this amazing yarn that I just am so in love with. It's another Crafty Girl in her sport base. Does it have a color? I'm sure it does. Hidden Wings. And yeah, it's her sport weight. So, because of the oranges in it and the reds, I thought it might be kind of fun to stripe it with this. But it would be like 4 rows of this, 1 row of this type thing. Just little pinstripes spread out to make it so I have enough yarn. Anyway, is it terrible? Is it totally terrible? Please be nice. Like I said, I'm going to wind it up and see. I think I could probably get away with it just being the little blips. you know, every 5th row or every 6th row or something like that, because I do have a considerable more larger amount of this. I have 1,280 yards of this and 656 of this. So it means I can make a little bit of a roomier sweater. It means I can make, you know, nice long sleeves that I could do the fold up cuff, which I think I'm probably going to do. It means I could do that, you know, nice cowl neck. Anyway, I'm going to play with it today and see. Yeah. All right. I do have a couple acquisitions to show you. So my friend Lisa, you may have heard of her. She's the awesome dyer behind Fiber Nymph Dye Works, and she's an awesome person. Anyway, she had a sale, and I kind of fell victim to it. So I got some stuff. I've been wanting to do some more with like, in my mind, I only remembered that I had this skein of sport weight yarn. This is some of hers. It's turquoise blue, and I love it. Turquoise green? I don't know. Is this the green version, Lisa? Turquoise blue or green? I don't know. Blue? More is it? Either way, it's turquoise. It looks different than the turquoise blue of the other one that I had. No, this is Aqua Shock. What am I talking about? Lisa, I know you're sitting there going, that's not what it is. This is Aqua Shock, right? Yeah? Okay. You like how I'm having a conversation with somebody? Okay, anyway, I'm pretty sure it's Aqua Shock now that I have said that. So, I've been wanting something to go with this, and I've actually messaged her a few times. I'm thinking about maybe a gray, blah, 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 because it's a sock yarn. I mean, it doesn't have to be. In my mind, it's a sock yarn. So there's this pattern in one of the Elizabeth Zimmerman books that I can't find. I have all my books right there. I have my Elizabeth Zimmerman books right there. It's the one I can't find for some reason. She has these awesome colorwork socks, and they're sport weight. And I was like, oh my gosh, I should make them. And then I was like, hey, I should order some yarn to go with it. And then I was like, should I do the gray? Should I do something else? I'm sure she's tired of talking about my stupid sport weight yarn. Anyway, in my mind, this was the only skein of sport weight I owned. Come to find out, this was sport weight, because in my mind it was not sport weight. And both of these, sport weight. Well, I ordered some more. Not a ton, but some. I ordered this magenta, and guess what I'm going to put it with? Because for those of you that don't think I like purple, I love purple with blue. And these I think would be super fun knee-high colorwork socks. You should come here. I was just telling my computer friends here, we can't talk, they can't talk back to you, but I was telling them about your beautiful dress, and because you were asleep, I had to show them a picture on my phone. Will you stand up on my lap for a second so they can see it on you? Stand up, please. Stand up. There we go. There. Thank you, Quinny. Excuse you. Do you love your beautiful new dress? Yeah?
Is it time for preschool?
Is it time for preschool?
Yeah.
No, you had that yesterday. We won't go again until Tuesday.
But he said, I thought he said it's time for preschool.
Oh, nope, we don't have preschool today. We have it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's okay. I'm going to finish showing a couple things right here, and then I'm going to be all done, okay?
No.
Yep.
No.
Oh, you can help. So turn this way. Can you help me show? Okay, so I got this skein. Hold on, I already showed them that one. Okay, hold this one up. How beautiful is this? I don't know if Lisa realized it when I bought this. So, as I was going through my yarn yesterday, I find this beautiful skein of orange yarn from Lisa, that's hers. That's in the Ember colorway. and it actually says Ember, and then in quotes, Melissa's orange. When I was looking through her shop, this was in the sport category, and I was like, oh my gosh, that orange is so beautiful. I have to order it. It's Ember. Same colorway, different base. The other one is her discontinued Sunshine base. So it's a fingering weight. This is the sport weight, but I think I have an orange problem. And teal. There's a lot of teal in there. But I don't even care. I love that so much. Don't you? Isn't it so beautiful? So anyways, there's that. And two more things. I got two more. So I saw this on there, and I know what you're thinking. Purple? Really? Well, it was darker on my screen, and Jake happened to see it, and he's like, oh my gosh. I said, I know. Don't you like it? And he goes, is the color name Jake's Wool? And I was like, no, but okay. And I've been wanting to make him another hat, and he loves purple. And so I ordered this thinking I could make him a hat with it.
I like purple.
You do? Sissy likes purple too.
My favorite.
I know it's your favorite.
This one is.
This is not a manly purple.
This is purple. I like my favorite.
Yes. Can I hold it for just a second? It is way too light. I don't know if it's looking blue on your screen. Anyways, it didn't look like this on my screen. I thought it was darker. It has these really cool speckles though that are blue and dark purple. So it's not going to be for Jake. But I do have a Cayenne who loves purple and a Quinn who loves purple. So I will be more than happy to make something for one or both of them out of it. So it's all right.
Say
I'm making him
bye.
that other hat. So
Say bye.
it's not quite time to say bye yet. Lastly, she has a new Halloween colorway.
And we have it.
And I totally jumped on that. This is called Halloween Spookles, I think. Spookies? Spookles. Lisa? I can't read your writing. Anyway, instead of speckles, it's spookles, I'm guessing. Yeah? Yeah, if I remember hearing you say that. Stop, I'm going to hold it up. So there's the black stripe, and then there's this awesome Halloween speckled stripe. I love it. I have been wanting Halloween yarn, sock yarn, for years. But purple has become this Halloween color that kind of took over, and I don't like purple Halloween yarn. And this, while it does, oh, bless you. Well, it does have some purple in it. It's not purple Halloween yarn. See? Purple. Anyway. I think
Bye.
that's everything. So, until next time, say, keep knitting.
Keep knitting.
Bye.
Bye.